Live, and it is, what is it, tech support with Coach Steve Money number 8 tonight. And we, meaning I, alternate tech support with Ramsey coach support. And speaking of, I am a Ramsey certified financial coach, also Ramsey preferred financial coach, and you can schedule a free assessment with me at ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money. Email about anything. Coach right up there. Coach Steve Money at gmail.com. And donations, not monetized yet, but you can donate through the magic of PayPal. The website for that is paypal.me, like me, paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. And all of these links are in the chat, also in the video description below. Right, let's get started. Reddit.com/r/tech support. Alrighty, and sort by new. Let's see what kind of problems people are having. Alrighty. Fix this audio popping, crackling in Windows 10. Hey, yeah, if you watch this clip here, you'll see that there's a crack or pop whenever I essentially do anything to playing audio. This happens in OBS. That's Open Broadcasting System, I think is what it's called. And I use Streamlabs OBS. That's what I'm coming to you now. Simul streaming to YouTube and to the Twitch. Sorry, needed a beverage. OBS, Groove, VLC, Media, Windows Media Player, Chrome. Tried updating my audio drivers, uninstalling, reinstall them, etc., etc. Didn't help. I've done the registry fix that people seem to recommend for Realtek in regards to its power settings. Nope. Even bought a DAC, external sound card, thinking that maybe my sound chip was just dying, still persists. Well, that's fine to do, but you would have had to get rid of the problem with this, your sound chip, you would have had to disable it on the motherboard or in Windows Device Manager. As a Hail Mary, only one R in Hail Mary. Mary's a person, not the verb. Reinstall Windows 10, nothing. What's going on here, guys? Okay, well, let's check my boy YouTube channel out and see what it sounds like. Now, let me turn up the volume. Let's try it there. That is weird. Huh. All right. Well, as I said, if you use your external sound card, you would have had to disable the onboard video. See, 1070 Ti video card, 16 gigabytes of RAM, i7700K CPU. That's a 7th generation. i7 processor. If we got a number after the I mean, it could be 7. Right, no comments yet. Yeah, that's all I can think of is that maybe you didn't. I'll ask him and we'll see if he gets back to us. Since he did just post this, how long ago? 2 minutes ago. So, did Did you disable the onboard audio via the motherboard or Windows Device Manager? All right, we'll try that. That's the only thing I can think of. Because the new sound cards did not have that problem. If it's the sound card is the problem, maybe. I mean, he says it also does it like in Chrome and such. And it does it when he's clicking the mouse, so it could be some kind of interference from the driver as well. I would try a different mouse. Try using some keyboard commands and see if it does the same thing. All right. So we'll come back to that one and see if that person answers. Fistochilaxis. All right. PC has a strange problem when overclocking. Do not recommend overclocking. Ever since I built this PC, every so often it would boot, work fine for 20 minutes, then completely disconnect everything but stay on. Trying to turn it off didn't work. I would have to turn off the power supply, then turn it back on that way. This has been happening recently, but I decided to check on my CPU and core usage because I've been getting really low frames on games I shouldn't. Found out that my CPU fluctuates between 2.6 megahertz and 3.0 megahertz. While idling and stays at 2.6 megahertz when under load. Obviously, this makes no damn sense, so I checked my BIOS and tried overclocking since the base clock was 3.6, but obviously the speed wasn't reaching that realistically, but overclocking the CPU causes me to hit Windows loading, then the freeze from before occurs, and I have to clear BIOS by taking out the CMOS battery literally every time. This is getting super frustrating since my motherboard is brand new. It could be the processor is bad. And well, he says has a strange problem when overclocking. So, I mean, I would first go back to not overclocking it and see if there's issues. Your low frames on games would be more likely the video card, not the processor. Let's see, check my BIOS and tried overclocking since the base clock was at 3.6. Okay, so yeah, so if you're, I mean, the title is not correct. If you only overclocked it to try to fix the problem with the low frame rate on the games. So again, that could be a video card. He does not list a video card, so it seems like he's using the onboard video. Yeah, because the processor Ryzen 5 2400G, and the G on it means graphics right there. So that does have video on board, and so maybe that onboard video isn't good enough for the games that you are talking about, even though you say really low frames on games you shouldn't. So that's all I can think of right there is that to check the minimum system requirements of the games, and if you're getting low frames and you do meet the minimum, check to see what the recommended is, because sometimes you will get low frames if you only meet the recommended specifications. But if all that's happening before you ever overclocked it, then you have your problems with or without overclocking it. And so I would try a different CPU if you can. You said the motherboard is brand new. I would switch back to the old motherboard if you still have it and see if you still get the same problem, because it sounded like it's a new problem, and if the motherboard is new, that's the change. And so always check out the change. You don't ever assume that something you just changed is not the problem because it's a new part or everybody said that you should do it. Always suspect the last thing that you did. All right, so that's all I got on that. Obviously, overclocking the CPU, if it freezes every time, so when you hit Windows loading screen and then it freezes, then yeah, don't overclock it. A lot of people are like, no, man, you're able to overclock it. Moderator, live chat. What issues do you have with not overclocking? Exactly. All right. So I think what he was saying was, though, and it could be a she, was saying that it happened before and then overclocked it. So what is the processor again? Let's see, Ryzen 5 2400G. Oh, let's see what that is. Intel equivalent. I'm not up on my AMD processors. Intel equivalent. i5 8400. Okay, so that should be Intel equivalent. So the i5 8400, that's a 8th generation i5 processor, and so I mean that should be fine in most games, but if he doesn't have a video card in, excuse me, and he's just using the onboard video, that could be causing the problems, and the games might just be too much. Alrighty, back out, and let's see, one comment. That's my comment there. I guess I'll reload it. Whoa, a bunch of people put stuff in there. Okay, let's see if he answered there. Along with using the DAC, let me try. Edit disabled real tech digital output. No. Disable the entire Realtek audio everything audio chip from the motherboard or Windows device manager. If it still does the same when disabling from device manager, try in BIOS, and that's software on the motherboard. Just disabling digital output may not be enough. Okay. And we'll see how that works. All right, let's go. Let's get new, and let's do the new ones here. That one is that person. There we go. Okay, PC booting issues, no monitor signal, no keyboard, and no mouse input. Whoa, all right. Hey guys, so today I started my computer, but nothing appeared on my monitor. Keyboard and mouse didn't work, no RGB LED, no input, I think. But my headset had working RGB LED in every USB port. Help me with a fix. What should I check? Mouse and keyboard work with another PC. Probably the... if the fans and stuff started, that could still be a bad power supply is what I would check first with that. Nothing appeared on the monitor, and the keyboard and mouse didn't work. Oh, so yeah, so if there was no if there's no LED on the keyboard and mouse plugged into there, then yeah, that's just not getting power. Could be bad motherboard as well. Could be the motherboard went out on you, and nobody answered that. Okay, Bluetooth function stopped working on the computer. Second time it's happened, but this time I can't seem to fix it. Just disappeared randomly one day while I was watching a video or something. The toggle to turn it off on is gone, and the Bluetooth symbol is gone from the taskbar. There's no physical button, right, that I could have accidentally pressed. Airplane mode wasn't on, so I tried downloading various updates, even changed from Windows 11 and downloaded new drivers. I would say if you can make sure you got the driver from the manufacturer's website, no other ones. Don't use any driver updating software because you could be downloading malware. What you want to do is see if the Bluetooth device shows up in Device Manager. Cool, if you don't know how. Righty, got that one. Can I transfer playlists from Apple Music to Spotify? Is my music subscription ended? So recently, Apple Music subscription ended, joined Spotify, but now I can access my old playlist on Apple Music. I have no clue about that at all. Perhaps the Google for that. Unplayable lag for the past couple of days. New to computer, just got my first one a couple weeks ago, and everything has been going pretty smooth until a couple days ago. So let's assume he has been playing for weeks, and all the games he's gotten on the past few weeks have been incredibly lagging to the point where he can't even enjoy himself. So I'm assuming they were fine, and now they're not. I don't know the specs of my computer off the top of my head, but all I do know is everything was running smoothly before a couple days ago. It always is. Everything, it's always running fine until the problem starts. Is there anything I can do to maybe fix it? Do system restore to a date before you had the problem. It's possible as you kept installing software on the new computer. There was something that started causing the problem. And again, this is a thing, you know, people don't say, well, everything I installed was fine. Maybe not. So the system restore is the easiest way to do that and get rid of everything before. So like if he knows 3 days ago it was fine, so if he does a system restore to that and then it doesn't work, or then it starts working fine again, then it is something that he downloaded. And a lot of people like to download like system optimizers, and such. And some of them do a little bit of good. Like basically they can take which you can manually do, so you don't need that program to do it, but they can like take a lot of stuff out of startup, so it's not starting automatically when Windows starts. And so pretty much every program you downloaded wants to start when Windows starts. And the truth is you don't need them all the time. And a good example of that is iTunes. If you're not using iTunes, every time you turn on the computer, you're wasting resources by having it start up when Windows starts. But anyway, yeah, you could have done that. Could have installed something that it doesn't like. If that doesn't work, I would try Malwarebytes. Scan with Malwarebytes. That would be my first thought, because of it being a new computer. And it's fine, and then all of a sudden it's not. So what you do when you get a new computer, normally you keep loading stuff on it until you have some kind of problem. Alright. Let's see. Changed MS config. Now PC is bricked. Hey, tech support. So I was made aware that my PC was using only one core and decided to see if the performance would change by setting it to 12 cores instead of the one. After restarting my PC, I was instantly greeted by blue screen of death with the error code WDF violation. My PC will not boot to Windows at all. Tried the system repair, removing all USB devices including Bluetooth. As a scan now, system file checker is what that is, will not work. Safe mode will not boot. I have data on this drive I am not quite ready to lose and would seriously appreciate help fixing this. Okay, 3 people have commented. You could try using a Linux OS to retrieve the file and then a Windows installer and attempt to fix the operating. Luckily, I've got a spare drive with Windows 10 installed. However, the password will not go through, so it's bad. I'll try to format this hard drive and then see if I'm able to recover said files. Okay, so basically he's got a spare hard drive and he's going to do a fresh install on that hard drive, and then since both hard drives are attached, should be able to get those files. But yeah, he changed MS config. Let's see. Okay, so I'm looking at it now. All right. I don't even see in there where you would change the cores. Let's see. Safe boot. General. That's not in MS config. Oh, let's see, cores, core messaging. No, I'm not even seeing that, where that would be in the MS config. But anyway, the same that works. So if it gets the his data saved, then he can do a fresh install of Windows on the other drive as well, and then see if that's fine after that. And if it's not, let's see, WDF violation probably means Windows something distributable. Not driver easy is one of those programs I was talking about before, where it automatically updates your drivers. Don't do that. It has adware on it at a minimum, malware on it at bad case scenario. Let's see. Windows report, partition wizard. Let's try Microsoft. It seemed fine until, yep. Yep. Okay. If I disable external USB ports in the BIOS, it will start up. So I'm able to use my computer, but I can't plug in any USB cables. It won't work because I've disabled them in the BIOS. I'm trying to figure out how to boot it with ports enabled. That is weird. Okay. I'm trying to tell them to repair Windows. Just clean up. Let's check partition window wizard. Mini tool solution. Gonna help you learn what the error is and how to fix it. Faulty keyboard drivers, USB peripherals. So yeah, it could be driver. Oh, WDF Windows driver frameworks. Okay, so it's, yeah, it could be a bad driver. You can do yeah, the system file checker and see if that fixes it, but it could be corrupt files. Let's see what. Oh, this is the one that we already did that one. Okay, Samsung files on Galaxy S21 Ultra's MG9980 not syncing with Google Drive. Okay, that is a phone, I think. It's not syncing with Google Drive. You may have to hard back it up. Manually back it up if it's not going automatically. If they're big files, it may not start up automatically as well. Let's see. Blue screen of death madness. Do I need to exercise this computer? I'm getting blue screens of death 5 times per day now on average. Tried formatting computer and reinstalling Windows on a new solid state hard drive to substitute my old one, to no avail. Reference by pointer, faulty hardware, corrupted page fault in non-page area, test RAM and hard drive, even though it's a brand new one. Although if it's happening on both drives, if you've unhooked the drive up, that's what a lot of people do. They'll just boot up with a different drive and think that's going to solve the problems. If a bad hard drive is connected, that's still going to cause you problems. But probably RAM or motherboard even could be. Let's see what the other comments are. The auto one, and then check your event viewer, load safe mode, test your RAM, run check disk, right? Check CPU. Yep. Likely a slow fading power supply unit. Interesting. All right. Yep, could be. There's just so many things that it can be. But I generally just say like where I would start with it. And then, I mean, you can always go through testing everything. Minecraft laggy on Xbox. Alright, let's try this one. What time is it? 8:30. Why did my computer slow down so much in one day? What did you install that day? I have Asus ROG Zephyrus with AMD Ryzen 9 processor, RTX 3060. That would be a standalone video card. So, and that should run anything that he has. 16 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know why, but when I was using Unreal in my game design class today, my computer just decided to slow down. I got it only a week ago and have made many a technology slowdown before, but not this quickly. I was just playing Valorant and got a low client frames per second notification, as if I couldn't tell by looking that it wasn't performing well. Downloaded 12 games so far, so I assume might be part of the problem. Now gaming PC isn't supposed to be handling. Yeah, the problem again would be probably maybe something else you downloaded, like an optimization. A lot of people get these brand new computers, and that's like pretty much top of the line stuff. I mean, you could. I mean, that's really top of the line. I mean, there's a like another tier that you could go up and just get way too many. Spend way too much money on it to buy the most expensive computer ever. But this one is, pretty, like I said, top of the line, and so shouldn't have any problem with it. But still, people get greedy and they want to download software that's going to make their hardware work better, and that doesn't happen. Oh, like I was saying before, some of them. Some of those optimizer software, some of them actually do good things where they go into the startup and disable all the stuff from startup you don't need. Pretty much you just need your antivirus running in there. Now, any programs that are in there that are set to start when Windows starts, and if you disable it so that they don't start when Windows starts, if you want to use that program, all you got to do is click on it, and maybe it takes a few. I'm sure he's got a solid state drive in there, so it takes a couple more seconds to load the program since it's not already loaded in memory. Okay, but the problem with those programs is any additional speed that it gets you by taking those programs out of startup, you are losing the speed because that optimization program is running the whole time. That is running when you start Windows. And so you're not really helping yourself out there. And a lot of times they do worse. They download adware. Again, adware is the best case scenario a lot of times, because in worst case, obviously malware. Okay, under warranties, I really want to get it exchanged. Just rather than and if it's something you downloaded and installed, you will get the program again. You will get the problem again, probably. Just get antivirus, Malwarebytes. So it's not that. People scan with their antivirus and they think that's the whole deal. No, do Malwarebytes instead, not instead, but in addition to. So I'd recommend the same thing for this as well, where when it was running fine, do a system restore back to when it was running fine, and that would be because that would take out anything you've installed on it. And when people get new computers, that's what they do. They load it up with everything, and like I said, in this case, I've seen it happen. In this case, it's pretty much top of the line computer, and he thinks, well, I need to overclock it, or I need to download a system optimizer. Don't be happy with what you got, with what the hardware will do for you without you having to optimize things. Let's see, computers slow down because they're too hot or because storage device is failing. True. Temps of smart value. Smart value is if a hard drive or solid state drive is having a problem, it basically logs an error, and that trips the smart value, and so that would be what he's talking about there. Alrighty. Let's see. Still no extra comment on that. Okay, laptop seemingly bricked itself. I was just about to use my laptop from Jade Tree Gaming. It had been sitting in front of me already on from using it earlier, but currently not in use, just on desktop. When it suddenly went black and wouldn't turn on, it also no longer seems to receive power as the charging LED doesn't turn on, and when it is plugged in, a faint ticking sound can be heard until the power is removed. Yikes! Yeah, that's bad. You wanna remove the power. Try to start it up on battery, see if it'll start up like that. Make sure that it's turned off. Hold the power button in for 7 seconds and make sure it turns completely off, and then try to turn it back on. Going black could have been, if you weren't using it, could have been it going to sleep. But then, of course, it's supposed to just wake up again when you touch a key on there. Ticking sound may be a point of concern. Yep, usually short on the circuit board. Yeah. This has been my main driver. The computer laptop, I guess is what he's talking about. Wouldn't plug in until you got confirmation from the manufacturer. It may just cause more damage as it continues to receive power on a broken circuit. That's true. Alright. Help me get rid of noping, please. For context, noping is the software program thing that's supposed to improve your ping and overall performance. Oh, no ping. I got you. And I've only heard good things about it. Heard is nothing. So I downloaded it. When I tried using it in Fortnite, I had like 300 ping with a red X. So I already gave up on it and uninstalled it. But even after deleting every file I could find, I still have all the effects I had activated in it, like the extra responsive keyboard and stuff. So if he just tried to delete all the files instead of using the Windows, in apps, which used to be add or remove programs, but Windows apps, and do an uninstall like that. You shouldn't have to go in and delete every file because that could take care of it. Let's see, keyboard is too responsive. Everything on Google is in the stupid gamer font. Also, from what I read, you can't cancel the free trial, I think. Although I'm not sure if there's apples to me because I never gave them my credit card. You can get a free trial without a credit card. Let's see what the old computer says about no ping. Oh, excuse me. Remove program. Totally uninstall no ping with simple steps. Advanced uninstaller. See, these are more programs to you download to uninstall something, and so not. No ping game title. What is no ping? It is a high performance latency reduction software. Our multi-root solutions enable maximum ping reduction, packet loss correction, even drops in connection. No ping works like an internet GPS through a route calculation algorithm. We deviate from all routes that have problems like lag or packet loss. and we only use the best routes to reach any game in the shortest time. Okay. Yeah, and that's again if you're trying to. That's like for trying to go to a specifically what I'm talking about. Trying to go to a game server such as the original poster. Was playing Fortnite. So, and you connect to that server to play it. Alrighty, this from an hour ago. Help Windows going through infinite loading screen. Don't know how to fix it. Lenovo computer, fairly old, like 4 years old, but it's been holding up despite some issues here and there. It was working fine today, when all of a sudden, it always is. That never helps. That never helps. I've heard like people say before that when I say, you know, everything works fine right before it stops, where they say, well, it could have like on and off problems. Well, then the problem would begin when you started having the on and off problems. But it was ringing fine today when all of a sudden it wouldn't allow me to use the keyboard to type. Tried to restart it, was stuck in the restarting screen forever. Proceeded to continue to forcefully turn it off and on till I got to the automatic repair. It mentioned it was repairing, shout out Matty Bags, it was repairing the disk. It may take over an hour, but 15 minutes later it went back to a blue screen of infinite load. Don't know what to do. I'm a rookie, it was supposed to be that word. So if somebody could please give me step-by-step direction, that would be great. Did somebody say yeah? No, nobody did. Okay. It's possible that it was like in the middle of an update. A lot of times, like when your computer is not responding, the Windows files are being updated, you know, from an automatic Windows update, and so that could be it. Could be also the drive went bad, because it did say it was repairing the disk. Now that could be that it just had corrupt files because of the way you had to turn it off. And like if you can't click to do the start shutdown, the only way you can do it is hit the power button off, you know, unplug it, or hold the power button in to turn it off, and that's not shutting it down correctly. And so when you do that, it may automatically prompt the automatic repair when you do that. So, but the reason also could have happened is the disk may be going bad. So I would test that drive. Let's see. I'll do the next one, and then we'll go back to the other one and refresh and see if Explorer EXE refuses to load on startup pretty much every time. Start my laptop. Explorer EXE is not running or loading properly at all. I can open up Task Manager and everything. Try everything related to Task Manager because it's the only advice I can find relating to this issue. Restarting Explorer EXE in Task Manager does nothing, as well as running it as a new task. Help me out here. I'm getting really tired of people recommended restarting it in Task Manager because that wouldn't work whatsoever. Edit, forgot to say I'm using Windows 10. You would boot from an install disk and try to you can run a system file checker, and the syntax on that at a command prompt is sfc space /scan now. You can do that. You can try a system restore to back to a date when it was working. But yeah, I mean that could just be some sometimes you get file corruption and it just happens. There's no bad hardware on it whatsoever, and so if that's the case, then it would be fine if you restored or did a fresh Windows install. But that's probably where I would go on that. is try to repair Windows, system file checker, etc., etc. If that doesn't work, backup data, wipe it, and do a fresh install on it. Before you do that, you could test the hard drive. Headphones not detected. Just started having issues with this now. Never had an issue before, because then you would have posted on here before, not now. Apple earbuds not detected when I plugged them in the laptop. Okay. I do not know. Oh, let's see if there's a Windows. Oh, it's Windows 10. Oh, okay. Earbuds work fine on any other device to plug them into, so I know they aren't broken or anything. Never had an issue before. Okay, so if the headphones did work before, possibly maybe updated the sound card driver, and that caused it not to work, maybe. Right clicking on sound icon, sound headphones don't show up there either. Try like a different headset, see if that works. Alright, let's show my new again, see what we got up here. $30 or less. One for 30 minutes or less and was hacked. Computer man says BIOS was flashed and password installed with no workaround. Only fixed his new motherboard. I've been informed I now own a brick. Is this true? If the motherboard has a password on it and you can't clear it by on the motherboard itself, a Lenovo IdeaPad, that's a tablet, I think, or even if it is a laptop, taking those apart and getting to the motherboard can be a pain, but you could disconnect the CMOS battery or just the regular battery it could be using to hold the information in the BIOS, and you just disconnect that. And sometimes there's a jumper too that you have to set, and that clears all the information there, including that password. Unless there's something, unless it's in the like newer kind of tablet motherboards and stuff like that, that it doesn't have that stuff on there, and that if password is set, it could be. So I mean, I'll leave the option for that. All right, let's go to that again. MP hard disk drive broke. Unplugged it. Had absolutely nothing on it. Everything was on my 2 solid state drives. After unplugging it, Windows would not boot. In the BIOS, both of my other drives are recognized. However, I can't get Windows to boot. Is there any way I can, boot USB? It said it couldn't detect a problem. I would see what's on the drives using the boot USB. I would navigate through the drives using DOS and try that. Repairing, it said it couldn't detect a problem. Okay, so sometimes when you have a different hard drive in there, I have seen that happen where it will put the boot information on an unused hard drive like that and not put it on one of these solid state drives where it should be. It should be on the one that Windows is installed on, but I have seen that before where the the boot sector information is on a different hard drive, and so that sounds like what happened. And if so, you may not be able to get that to work again like that. So I would connect the two solid state drives to a different computer and copy the data to one of them, and then use the other one as wipe it and use as your fresh Windows drive, and do a fresh Windows install on it. Is this the HDD click noise? If a gaming desktop is brand new, it should have a solid state drive in it, so it shouldn't be clicking. Let's check it. Haha. Bert. Why? Oh, there it is. Come on. Hopefully. Let's try reloading one more time. Hopefully it's not some... I mean, that could be something to just get you to look at it for a long time so they can get some views, but that doesn't appear to be working. All right. Computer will not boot when 8-pin and 4-pin CPU power cables are connected. Brief flash and then nothing. Okay, it shouldn't be flashing, so you probably killed the motherboard. To remove the CPU cable for the additional 4-pin line. So it wouldn't be, it's my understanding this 4-pin cable is needed in addition to the 8-pin cable when overclocking, which was the entire reason for the power supply unit upgrade. Okay, bad news all along. No, you don't use the 4-pin and the 8-pin both, I don't think. But yeah, for overclocking, yeah, that's if it flashed, you blew it up. All right, D pouch does not exist, probably gone. All right, let's find that one, and then we'll call it a night. Not the unplayable. Popping, cracking. Here we go. Tried both, no luck. I'm a little confused because even after disabling both in the BIOS and device manager, sound was still playing through my monitor. Shouldn't disabling the sound chip remove the ability to play sound? Is disabling Realtek HD audio on board HD audio manager not the same thing? If both are options. External sound card only. Alrighty. Okay. Well, that was fun for tonight. Hope you nerds enjoyed it. Let's see. Upcoming streams. If Bella's available, we'll do father-daughter video gaming anytime. Even if I have to preempt one of the other streams, and I'll do those at a different time. But Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the Ramsey Show After Show. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. You can schedule a free consultation with me at RamseyCoach.com/CoachDMoney. And Mondays, which was tonight, alternating tech support and Ramsey Coach support. So next Monday night will be Ramsey Coach support. Well, I'll do the same thing I did here, except instead of going to tech support subreddit, I will go to the Dave Ramsey subreddit and do the same thing. Wednesday is no set time. Whenever I get the Curse of Oak Island recap recorded, that's a recording, that's not a live stream. Whenever I get it done, I will upload that. So sometimes Wednesdays, also Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Old Man Video Gaming, and that's where I play single player games. Alrighty. Make smart financial decisions every day. Thanks. Have a good night.